Denny Ware has been married to Suzanne for 52 years, and they have 5 children and 9 beautiful grandchildren. In 2000, KCI recruited Denny to be president and CEO. Revenues at the time were about $300 million. Denny focused on development of the wound vac, and under his leadership, revenues grew to $1.4 billion. Thanks to Denny's attention to detail and motivation of the KCI team to achieve goals previously not even considered, over 7 million badly injured and critically ill patients have had the benefit of wound vac therapy. Denny's philanthropic interests include the Boy Scouts and the San Antonio Symphony. It is an honor for me tonight to welcome my friend Denny Ware into the Texas Business Hall of Fame family.
For Kinetic Concepts Incorporated, the difference between good and great involved analyzing data, keeping options open, and taking the right risks at the right time.
We can do anything if we approach a problem correctly. It's figuring out what you don't know, and then being able to conduct the research to figure out how to build a hypothesis that you can test against, and then how to evaluate your results to create a real plan.
The key to success is that we form strong teams. It's one thing to be a great soloist, but on the other hand, we can't do it all alone.
I've always thought that the better you model a business opportunity, the better off you are. It's like playing a Sudoku game. It's going to go together one way, or essentially one way, and you got to get it right.
Denny Ware's career spans a wide spectrum, from engineer to problem solver to orchestrator of the many elements needed for an optimum solution.
My first job was in the aircraft industry and making helicopter transmissions during the Vietnam War. At the end of the war, I had a chance to go to work for DePuy, which is the oldest orthopedic company in the country. That company was bought by Boehringer Mannheim, which was a large pharmaceutical medical device company. I was with them then for almost 30 years, and I was CEO of Boehringer Mannheim Corporation, then Roche Diagnostics Corporation. I retired from there, was recruited to come to San Antonio to become CEO of Kinetic Concepts Incorporated.
It is simply true that Denny started as an engineer, and so when you see Denny's mind working through a problem, he's taking a very calculated approach.
When I stepped into KCI, we thought there was a big opportunity. We then organized all the information we had so that we could understand how big the opportunity really was and what we had to do to capture it.
Denny came into our company at a very, very interesting time. We had a new business line in wound healing called the VAC. And the VAC, when Denny got there, was $50 million or less in annual revenue. When Denny left, it was approaching $1.3, $1.4 billion.
VAC was a great product, super technology for dealing with very complicated wounds. We were very successful with it.
Denny really puts himself in the place of the patient. So when we were creating the VAC, when we were thinking of the doctors that we were going to serve, it was really important to Denny to understand the problems that the doctors faced, the problems that the patients faced on an everyday basis, and to figure out solutions for them.
When you look at a business, there are lots of different parts of the organization that have to click. It's almost like when you listen to a symphony and you have all these pieces that have to come together. You've got to rely on the skill and the judgment and the experience of people.
Denny had a special way of treating folks. I can always remember when Denny would introduce me to his peers, he would say, "This is my partner at KCI." I had never been called someone's partner before. Having Denny call me that with the respect that I had for him, yeah, that was really important.
He has a keen mind, and he has a big heart, and he uses each to contribute in all that he does.
The key to successful living for Denny and his wife Susie is passion, in business, in family, in community.
Denny is one of the most passionate guys you will ever meet, and he has a passion in a lot of different areas. loves his family, loves his wife. He is also passionate about San Antonio. Denny has single-handedly taken the challenges that our symphony faces in San Antonio on his back, and for the last 5 years has enabled the symphony to not only exist, but to begin to thrive.
Certainly, you have to give back. I have been a supporter for Haven for Hope. When you see what is going on at Haven for Hope and the thousands of people who wouldn't have hope and do have it, you just have to get excited about it, and you have to give back, and you have to support it.
I met Denny while he was a CEO at Boehringer Mannheim. I had just sold my company and founded Crystal House, a charity with a mission to help impoverished children break the cycle of poverty and to integrate them as productive and dignified and contributing members of society. I explained to him the various facets of the Crystal House model. He got very excited about it. He says, this really resonates with me. He has been a spectacular board member ever since, freely giving of time, talent, and treasure.
Crystal House International, we deal with 4,000 kids at a time. That's fairly significant. We're a small part of it, but we've been at it pretty hard for the last almost 15 years.
He has a keen intellect and a huge determination. He is a role model on every single front, and most importantly, he has success not only in business, but he's also has a very successful personal life, and I admire that very much.
Failing to retire 3 times, Denny Ware currently serves as executive chairman of the board of Cellanova Biosciences, where he continues to affect lives through medical innovation and through philanthropic efforts.
The nice thing about being in healthcare is that you're in healthcare because you're helping people. And in a way, I did fulfill the objective of really creating something in business that did something good for people, and I'm quite proud of that.
I cherish my relationship with Denny because Denny started as my boss, became a dear friend, and is now part of our extended family. And it's that way for so many of us that have worked with Denny, not because of who we are, but because of the profound impact that Denny had on us.
He has made an incredible long journey with someone of that degree of integrity and that degree of having fire in the belly about making the world a better place. Why wouldn't I be proud of him? It just speaks for itself.